Hey everybody, my name is Brittany Arnold, and I am the founder of BCD Movement, Beautiful, Confident, and Determined. And I wanted to talk to you guys about a subject that has been really prominent and really just heavy on my heart because of all the stuff that I've seen on Facebook and people posting, just all of their business and how they're feeling and their social matters. And I just don't feel like it's the place for that. So I want to talk about a topic of messy heart. And I know that sounds like, ooh, she gotta be really jacked up to have a messy heart or different things like that. No, not really. Sometimes we have messy hearts and we don't even know that we have messy hearts. Like, we'll just keep going our day-to-day stuff and we'll pretend like, oh, I shrugged it off. It doesn't matter to me today or whatever. But we keep compiling stuff over and over again, and we just kind of just let it fall by the wayside until something happens and we explode, and everybody's like, "What's wrong with her? What has happened? She was fine yesterday. What happened?" And it's because we got some stuff in our hearts that we have not gotten out. So imagine like if you were at somebody's house and it might not be super nasty, but it's not as clean as how you would keep it, or there's food and clothes and just stuff everywhere. You might think to yourself, "Ooh, I need to clean up. This is not hot. This is nasty." Or you might even tell them if you're close enough to them, "Why don't we do that when our friends or people that we know are really going through some stuff and they're acting out, or they are just really going to the left when they should be going to the right? Why don't we say, hey, have you talked to somebody about that? Have you, you thought about that this is kind of not the appropriate way to handle stuff? Why don't we do that?" Especially if we're close to them. Why not? That is just as important as people's cleanliness in their homes. Their mental health and their hearts are just as important. So tonight I want to just, like I said before, just talk to you guys about how do we get to a place where our heart is not messy and jacked up. How do we obtain a clean heart, like Fred Hammond says? And when I think about that song, it's just about just him wanting to be pure, saturated with what God had for him, not burdened down by all of the mess of this world and the mess and things that we may create and put in our hearts on our own, and really just do the work to be as light and not as heavy as we want to, and love people how we're supposed to, and treat people how we're supposed to when we have a clean heart. So I have a topic in my book, and the chapter is called Obtaining a Clean Heart. And it just talks about how we can really get sucked into the situations of what's in our heart. We keep traveling with it. Like I said before, like it doesn't matter. And wanting and desiring to be better, but we don't know how to be better. And wanting to, just feel free, but you kind of just used to how things are going. So you just keep trucking along that way. So obtaining a clean heart is a big issue. And I think that this is something that we as women, especially because we hold so much stuff in our hearts, and that is normally where we hold our emotions, where we hold our past, where we hold so much stuff, is a big deal, because that stuff, I feel like our hearts is where everything falls. Like whatever your mindset is, your personality, whatever, it all falls in here. And once it's in your heart, I mean like really, really in your heart, it's hard to get out. That's some hard stuff. If you've been living with the same stuff for years and years, and you've got it grounded and, really pushed down in there, it's hard to get out. That's why we got so many people walking around here angry and bitter and upset and stressed, because they just have so much stuff in their heart. So the first thing I want to talk about when we're trying to obtain a clean heart is we got to examine. You got to really take an examination of what's in your heart. What is it that is negative that's in your heart? What are the things that are like, okay, this is really polluting me. This is really stressing me out. So is it anger? Is it anger about your family members? Is it anger about a relationship? Is it stress from, trying to figure out how you're going to make ends meet and how you're going to pay your bills? Is it depression? Just feeling really sad because of different things that may have happened and triggered in your life. You have to examine what's in your heart for you to know how to get it out. If you don't acknowledge it and you're like, that didn't really bother me, that happened when I was 5, or that happened to me when I was a teenager. Lies. They matter. They really, really, really do matter. And I remember when I was still working through a lot of stuff and I had a really jacked up heart and messy stuff, I was just angry. I was angry about everything. Anything that you had done to me, anything that you had said to me, I was super, super angry because I felt like, you're not going to get me again. You're not going to, we played this once, I'm not going to let you do it to me again. So I had so much anger and it was so festered up that I was acting out. I was cursing people out. I was not that nice to be around. And that anger really was the root of like being hurt, and my feelings were hurt, but I didn't look at it that way. So I had hurt and anger in my heart all in one, and it was just this messed up, tangled mess. And when I was reading Joyce Meyer's book about living beyond your feelings, she said anger is one of the dangerous emotions, because when you're angry, there's no telling what you're going to do. There's no telling what you will do or what you'll say, because you're in this rage, and you're in this place where you're like, I'm going to get them. They don't know it yet, but I'm going to get them. Or whatever's in your heart, it causes you to act differently. Right? Have you ever looked at yourself and been like, I don't know who that was. It wasn't me. I don't recognize her. Because we've grounded stuff so deep in our hearts, and we've allowed stuff to just keep compounding and compounding, and we haven't done anything about it. We haven't filtered anything out. We have fish at our house. When the water gets dirty, my husband has to filter it out. Why? Because they'll die. And if you have so much toxic stuff, you may not physically die, which that can happen with all the physical stress and different things on your mouth. But spiritually, you die. You're just a walking. You're just here just to be here. You're not living your purpose. You're not being good for anybody else. You're not serving. You're not being of a good service to anybody. So what are you doing? That's what happens when your heart is jacked up and toxic stuff is in and we don't filter anything out. So number 1, you got to examine that stuff that's in your heart. Number 2, you got to start reflecting on how it's hindering you. Reflection is one of the best things that I've learned. And I learned it a lot after I got my master's in counseling. Reflection is one of the best things that you can do, and that's all they do is tell you to reflect. Reflect other people's feelings, reflect how you feel, how you thought the session went, all those different things. But I think as young adults, and especially as women, we have to reflect. Even in those painful places that we don't want to go, we got to reflect. How did this hinder me? How did this make me into the woman that I am today? How did it? And you also have to reflect, because of this messy heart that you've compiled, what is it hindering? Did you not get that job because you just got a messy heart now and you're just like, everybody's against me, nobody cares, so I'm going to just be like this? Did you lose some friends over your messy heart? Been there. Have you not gotten the opportunities that you feel like you should have had or could have had because of your messy heart? Possible, right? When we have a messy heart and we don't clear up the things, like I said before, examine it, filter it out, we lose out on opportunities. We lose out on a lot of things that could have been because we failed to do the work within us. So you gotta reflect. You gotta look at those painful things, the things that you don't want to think about, the things that really make you upset and angry. We gotta look at those things. You gotta reflect. Reflection is going to be your best tool to getting healthy and being the best you know how to be for the other people around you and yourself. You got to reflect. So if you need to journal about that reflection, if you need to talk to somebody in order to really get your reflections out and put it together that how it makes sense, That's fine. However you want to do it, but reflect. Put your earphones in, listen to some music to kind of just mellow out. Just you and your brain and God. Do it. Because that's what's going to help you. Reflecting on what this mess has done to my life. Third thing and last thing, you got to be able to do the work and be on guard. This stuff was easy to get into our hearts. It's even harder, like I said, to get out, because this is years and years of stuff, and it's dug deep in there, because you try to press it down and not think about it. So we got to dig that stuff out, and you're not gonna be able to do it all in one setting. Anger, stress, depression, whatever's in there, you're not gonna be able to do it all in one setting. You got to take it piece by piece. So if you know anger is your big thing, okay, I got to work on this thing. What does the Bible say about anger? Be ye angry and sin not. Okay, what coping skills can I use to not get angry, or when people start to push my buttons? Who can be accountable to me when I'm ready to blow? I'm ready to go from 0 to 100. Who can do that? Also, read some books, self-help books. I love them. Everybody's not a reader though, so you might need to listen to some music, some upbeat, inspirational music. Videos. I love watching Sarah Jakes. I love watching Heather Lindsay. Just a few people that I really like to watch. Church. Find you a really good church home that can teach you some stuff about how to get over a messy heart. I remember Bishop Rosanna. She talked about a frozen heart and how we had blocked off so much for people because of our past and having a frozen heart and not letting anything in. And it was like ice trying to chip it away. That helped me a whole lot. And then you have to be careful. So the first part is do the work, however you want to do it, but you're going to need somebody to help you do it. And then be on guard. You got to be careful about the stuff that you let in, because you don't want to do all this work and then put the same crap back in. That makes no sense. You got to be on guard for people. If you know that you're trying to work on you, and stress was really heavy in your heart, and you're always worrying and you're always anxious about stuff, you can't have the person that says, "Oh my God, girl, what you gonna do now? You ain't got but $12 left in your account." Like, you can't be around her. You need to be around somebody that's like, "Okay, we're gonna spend this $12 wisely," or you know what, I got you to front you the rest, or you know what, just tithe with that and stuff. Something is gonna come. You can't be around them. Your atmospheres. If you know that you're trying to work on in your heart to cope better with things, to not smoke, to not drink, club probably not the best place for you. It's probably not the best. If you know that you're a poster and that when you get upset, because I was one too, and it's still hard, but I don't, because I think it's childish. I'm just gonna put that out there. If you know you're one of those people, when you get angry, you feel like you need to post and say, "Oh, he's this, he's that, she's this, she's that, I'm coming for her." Write it down. It'll save you less embarrassment, and you're still able to get your thoughts out. Write it down. If you want to text it and not send it, I've heard of that. Do that. Don't embarrass yourself, boo. Because people are looking at you like you're crazy. For real. TV. Everything you can't watch. Sorry. If you know you got that deep rooted down thing of cussing, everything you can't watch. Every movie you're not going to be able to see. It's okay. There's certain things that I can't watch because I know it'll make me angry and it'll send me back 3 or 4 years. And we don't have time for that. We got other bigger stuff to do. So we want to get to a place of where our hearts are not messed up, but they're pure and they're right. So God can tell us what we need to do so we can be the best parents, so we can be the best students, so we can be the best at whatever we want to be. We got to examine. We got to reflect. We got to do the work and be on guard. I am so proud of you guys for even attempting to watch it, to listen to what I had to say, and now being able to apply everything. Don't forget to check out any of my blogs on bcdmovement.weebly.com, any of my videos on YouTube, and also my book that's called Reflection of a Broken Girl. The Pathway to Becoming Whole is on Amazon and my website. So you guys have a good night.